Hi students, welcome to today's video. Today we will discuss logical operators in detail, also literals in Java. From the previous videos we have skipped the topic literals in Java. So today we can learn both topics. We can start with the literals in Java. So from the previous videos we have learned how to declare and how to use variables in Java. So different types of variables we are declaring in Java. For example, a variable of type int, a variable of type float, another variable of type char, string, and so on. So different type of variables we can declare in Java. So which value we will assign to those variables will depend on the type of variable we have declared, isn't it? For example, if we have declared a variable of type int, then we can store only integer value, means we can store only whole numbers into that variable because the data type of that variable is int. Another example, if there is a variable string a means we know that a is the variable of type string. So in the variable a we can store string. For example, hello is a string. Hello we can store in the variable a because the data type of variable a is string. So similarly, depend on the data type of variables, different type of values we can assign to these kinds of variables, isn't it? So those values we are assigning to variables are known as literals. So there are different types of literals are there. So you have to learn integer literal, real literal, string literal. Then first we can learn integer literal. From the name you can understand what kind of or what is the purpose of this literal. So integer literal means the values we are assigned to integer type of variables is known as integer literal. For example, there are four different types of variables: byte a, short b, int c, long d. So four different variables are there. In these four variables we can assign whole numbers only. So those whole numbers are known as integer literal. We cannot assign a float point number or a decimal number to an integer variable, isn't it? We can assign only integer literals to integer variables such as byte a, short b, int c, long d. So these a, b, c, d, these four variables is capable of storing whole numbers only. So those whole numbers is known as integer literal. See here an example is showing. Here you can see byte b is equal to 100, short s is equal to 200, byte num is equal to this value, then long l is equal to another value. So these four values are known as integer literals. Then we can discuss float literals. Float literals means real literals. Float literals is also known as real literals. Why? Because we are assigning decimal values to a variable of either float or double. Here you can see examples. Double num1 is equal to 22.4. Float num2 is equal to 22.4 for f. So these 22.4, these values are known as float literals or real literals. Then char and string literals. Then if the integer and float literal is like this, then what will be the char and string literals? Means it will be characters and strings only. Actually the values, if the values are known as the literals, depend on the type we will call it as string literal, integer literal or real literal. What is string literal? In this example you can see string str is equal to beginner's book. So this beginner's book is a string. That string is known as string literal. Here you can see char ch. Char ch is equal to z. This z is known as the char literal. So these are known as the literals in Java. So once again, literals is known as the values which we are assigning to different variables. So those literals are divided into three types: integer literal, real literal and string literal. Integer literals means the whole numbers which we are assigning to integer type of variables such as int, byte, short, long. Then real literals or float literals. Real literals are the decimal numbers or float values or decimal values. Those are known as the real literals. Then string literals. String literals means the string. For example, hello, hi, welcome. These are known as the string literals. Then we can learn logical operator. So we have learned logical operator from the last video. So I just given an introduction to logical operators. So we will learn logical operator, the purpose of logical operators today. So logical operator. If you take an example in real life, so the use of logical operator is if we want to check two relational expressions at a time, then we need to use logical operators. Which are relational operators? As we have learned in the last video, see, these are the relational operators. So for using these relational operators, we can perform comparison operation or relational operations, isn't it? Suppose there are two comparison operations we need to perform together. So how can we perform? We need to evaluate the output of two comparison operations at a time. There we can use logical operators. It may be logical AND or logical OR. Here you can see A greater than here you can see A has a value 5 and B has another value 6. Then we are going to do two different relational expressions such as A greater than B. We can take two more variables. C is equal to 7. D is equal to 8. So we need to check A greater than B. Also we need to check C greater than D. So these two operations we need to perform together. So there we can use the logical operators. So either logical and, depend on the purpose, we use logical and or logical or. If we take an example of if we take an example in real life, see, we are going to purchase a Samsung TV. Either we will purchase a 32-inch TV or 42-inch TV. Only these size TV in these two sizes we will purchase, either 32 or 42. So we know that there are different TVs are available in different sizes. We can buy Onida TV, LG, Sony. So today we will buy only Samsung TV of either 32 or 42 inch. So we are going to buy a TV from a shop. So in the shop there will have many TVs, isn't it? So many TV will be there. So here 5 TVs are there. This is 24 inch and this is 32 inch and this is also 24 and this one is 42. This one is also 42. And these two TVs, this is Samsung TV. This one is LG. This one is also LG. This one is Samsung. And this one is LG. See, actually we need to buy Samsung TV of 32 inch or 42 inch, isn't it? See, let us take an example here. Two conditions we need to check. Which is the first condition? The brand must be LG. So one condition is false and size must be 24. Two conditions are false. So we are not buying this one. See, here you can see it is of Samsung TV. So one condition is true and we are checking the size is 32. So both conditions are true, isn't it? And here you can see brand is LG. So the first condition false. Second condition is also false because it is 24 inch. We don't need a 24 inch TV. Here you can see the brand is LG. So the first condition fails and the size is 42. So size matches with our size, isn't it? So here at last Samsung TV. So first condition is true. Size is 42. Second condition is also true. So similarly, for checking two conditions together, we are using logical operators. It may be logical and or logical or. Then we can see the output table of logical operators. See, as you know, logical operators are three types: logical and, logical or, logical not. These are the symbols used as logical and. See, this one is logical or, logical not. We can see the output table of logical and operator. See, operand 1. What do you mean by operand 1? The expression like A greater than B. So this is the operand. This A greater than B considered as the operand, or we can say expression 1 also. In here expression 2. If expression 1 and expression 2 are true, see here you can see at last both are true. Operand 1 or expression 1 is true, operand 2 or expression 2 is true. Then what will be the output? The output of logical AND operator will be true. A less than B. So if the first expression or first operand is true, when at the same time when the second operand is false, the output of logical AND will be false. Then if the first operand is false and the second operand is true, then the output of logical AND is false. If both are false, here you can see the first case operand 1 and operand 2 are false. So the returned value or the output of logical AND will be false. So this is the output table of logical AND operator. Then what will be logical or? just opposite. If any one evaluates to true, for example, if the expression 1 or operand 1 evaluates to true, the result will be true. Here you can see both are true, then the result of logical AND OR is true. In the second one you can see true. In the second one, this one is true, isn't it? Operand 1 is true and operand 2 is false. So if any one operands evaluates to true, then the result will be true. In this case you can see operand 1 is false, operand 2 is true. So here one operand evaluated to true, so the result is true. If both are false, then the result will be false. The logical OR operator will return a false value when the two operands are false. When the two operands or any one of the operand evaluates to true, then the result will be true. That is logical OR operator. Then what about logical NOT operator? For logical NOT operator, if you want to change the output or the result of any expression, we can use logical NOT operator. For example, here A greater than B. This is an expression, isn't it? Suppose this output of this relational expression is true. Then if we are using logical NOT operator, we are using exclamatory mark as logical NOT operator. If you are using logical NOT operator, the result will be changed to false. I hope you could understand. See, A greater than B. This is a relational expression. We are explaining one more time. So the result of this relational expression is true. So if we are using logical operator with this expression, it will change. The result of this logical NOT operator will be false. Suppose if A greater than B is false, A greater than B is false. So if we are using logical NOT operator, the result of logical NOT operator will be true. This is this is the use of logical NOT operator. So I hope you could understand. So in the next day we will do some programs such as printing multiplication table of a number, then finding the largest number. So these kinds of examples we will learn in the next class.